When we last left you guys, you were in the SGI Area 5 parking lot that was outside the main core of the industrial city. And you had just been in a firefight that, through the screamings and shoutings at people at each other, indicated that you had kind of an Imperial rebel battle going on. And your wards had disappeared. Lizzie heard over the Imperial military channel that she has, the scrambler for, that the package was secure and to tell Madame Vail to go to phase 2. As she got this critical piece of information, an old nemesis stepped out of the shadows and challenged Kuman basically to a fight. Although I think he just straight up wants to kill him is more really how that goes. And that's where you're at now. You're in this parking lot. The lights are all out. It's a completely dark, starry night in the parking lot. You're good range, probably medium range to long range to the entrance to basically the checkpoint to get into the industrial city behind you, and then the sprawling parking lot with intermittent cars is the other direction. And in front of you stands a red lightsaber, and behind you there's not a whole lot but more parking lot.
Where's the car?
You're standing, if I recall correctly, Lizzie and Cal are standing basically having used the car for cover. So you're right there at it.
I'm one up, I think.
Okay.
I think I moved forward, but I'm like really close.
And then Kuman's essentially 2 or 3 cars. You're all pretty short range still to each other.
Okay.
Because it's fairly dark parking lot. You can't see more than a couple cars away. And Rot Finna gave his little impassioned speech about how the Jedi are the worst thing ever, and it's time for them he's going to make sure they stay extinct. And I think as we cut back, essentially you're in that awkward silence after someone says something that is meaningful to them, but you don't necessarily care as much. And he hasn't taken an action yet, so you seem to have a couple minutes to talk before things really hit the fan.
Lizzie screams, "Get in the car!" And she gets in the car, in the driver's seat. Why not?
I think as you go to open the door, Rot sticks out his hand and force pushes the door closed.
Lizzie gives him a look, and then she opens the door again because I bet he can't do that twice in one turn.
But we're not interns, and so he closes it again.
She just waits for initiative and is like, all right.
Is this like a Family Guy cutscene where it's just like open, close, open, close, open, close? Look,
stop that. Stop that.
In his squeaky voice, he says, "You will bear witness to the destruction of the Jedi. There's no leaving."
Bear witness to something. Anyways, Lizzie rolls her eyes and is displeased and seriously like, guys, it's time to get in the car.
Cal agrees. He yells over his shoulder to Kuman to come on, and he tries to...
Oh, look for the tentacle. Can we perception check?
Yeah.
You may you may perception check to find the damaged tentacle.
Kuman's looking around, trying to see where the Jedi are, because he's
that's right.
not
not me, obviously.
Clearly, you mean somebody else. You have me confused with somebody who finished their training and cares about all of that.
Yeah, but seriously, what's the difficulty on this perception check for the tentacle?
I forgot to get that. It is going to be hard with 2 setback die.
Wow.
So
there's no lights on.
What does that mean?
I get it. I understand. I'm just not passing this thing.
What does that mean again?
Oh, so 3
black.
purples and 2 black.
Okay.
I almost rolled accidentally 2 negative black. I wonder what that would have been like.
That's a thing?
I went down and set it up. I almost rolled it.
What did I get?
Oh.
Did I see it?
You fail. Well, you have 2 advantage.
Kind of.
Can that advantage be to she's shouting at me while she looks and gives me a blue die?
I'm not sure there's been that much time for you to communicate. You're just taking the opportunity to look around.
How many times did they open and close? I think there might have been.
She might have been a little distracted then and not giving you blue dice to your perception
Yeah, there was
check.
no way I'm passing that.
Do we have any destiny tokens left?
You have one.
I'm not going to
so
come between
your
a man and
current
his
destiny
tentacle.
pool is 3 dark, 1 light.
Those are rules I live by. Will not become between a man and his tentacle. So if you want to flip it, go right ahead.
Well, it's not for the tentacle. It's for a lightsaber.
This
He's
is
like,
such
oh, silly me. I'm very irresponsible. And I did have it on me this whole
I
time.
brought it after all. No, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I'm about to turn the car on and we'll have lights. We can locate your tentacle.
I'm not all that worried about the tentacle, honestly.
Does it regrow?
I don't know.
Ooh,
doubt
science
it.
Does it regenerate?
experiment.
I don't know how
Science guy.
how amphibian are they? You know,
Yeah, like
That's a good question.
I feel like octopus tentacles regrow.
Well, maybe
I bet you the internet knows.
Indeed. Well, while you look up whether or not you'll ever have that tentacle ever again, let's cover these perception checks really quickly. So, Lizzie, you failed to find the tentacle, but you do have 2 advantage, which you can spend on an element in the environment that's not super great, but could be convenient to you. Or I can give you some more information about the goings on in the parking lot, things you would notice that weren't what you were looking for.
Can I use my advantage to say that there's a street light on that would give Cal some benefit?
Well, he's already made the perception check, so it wouldn't benefit
so
that.
And blue die will not do anything with that.
It's not going to help enough. All right. Then, yeah, go ahead and give me more information.
Okay. So I think the thing that Lizzie notices as she's looking around in particular, kind of towards the ground, but kind of out, I think she's assuming that the tentacle probably snapped and flew off. And she notices a bit of movement coming from the SGI entrance. So you get 2 advantage. So you see something that's coming towards you, and it doesn't have like legs. It looks like it's kind of a hover droid. It's got a kind of a ballish shape to it, but it's definitely very silhouetted still because it's still pretty dark out. But something is heading in your direction.
I'm pretty familiar with SGI and like security drones and robots and stuff. Do I recognize this? Does it look like maybe a security drone or?
No, this one doesn't have any weapons or attachments to it to make you think that it's related to security. It's a good little distance out, but it seems to be heading right in your direction. So you'll be able to see it more clearly soon if you get the headlights on the car or something like that. But you have something heading your direction.
Good to know.
Cal, you don't see this, and you actually end up going down on all 4s to like search the parking lot, and you cut your hands up a little bit on the rough asphalt as you kind of like shuffle and like try and pull things out from under your car and all of that, and so you're suffering 2 strain.
Man, I'm a
To your
weenie.
soft man hands.
I know, 2 strain because my little soft weenie hands.
Well, when you thought you were a surgeon, or when you told everyone you were a surgeon,
Right.
you used to really get like pedicures and
It's all
that
about
makes no
the
sense for the
hands.
hands.
That would be manicuring.
That's the right one.
Manicures.
Well, that's what they always said. I said, look, it hasn't failed me yet. The
Right.
process hasn't failed me yet.
So, Paul, did you find out if Cumin's tentacle will ever regrow? Were you looking at that, or?
You know, it doesn't say if they regrow, but it was specific enough to say that they have 14 total. So I have 12 more. So I'm good. I'm not that bothered by this.
Okay.
Wait, 12 more?
You said this has
Yeah,
happened before.
This has happened before.
Last week, this has
I
happened
missed one
before.
already. Yeah.
All right. So, any other things? Are you guys ready to dive into initiative or attacking? Are you not attacking? I'm kind of giving you the option to, get in the
Lizzie is
car.
advocating for not attacking.
Well, Lizzie did try to open the door, I think 14 or 15 times, and he closed
did.
it. So her intentions are clear.
Yes, we are leaving.
I'm also looking at the stats on the lightsaber and thinking about not attacking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like that's a wise choice.
I was going to charm your character, Paul, but I think that you just charmed yourself.
All right. So I think with what we
charm
have
of
there is essentially Lizzie's trying to open the door, and there's been this like awkward back and forth with this Sith apprentice just shutting the door with his horsepower back and forth, and then Cal's like, "Oh, the tentacle!" and like gets down on all fours and starts digging around, and Lizzie's like, "Oh yeah, the tentacle!" And she looks around and she sees this droid coming, and Kuman's just the strong silent type, so he's just kind of standing there trying to figure out what the next step is. And as this all transpires, there's this loud kerjunk sound, and then kerjunk, kerjunk, kerjunk. And you notice that starting from the outside area of the parking lot in, the parking lights are starting to come back on. And so that kerjunk sound is just that, whatever it is that lights make in movies to tell you that they're turning on. And it's heading towards you, and you can see the Sith apprentice kind of snarls and is not happy that these lights are coming on, and he kind of turns off the lightsaber and fades back into the darkness.
They usually scurry off when the lights come on.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we still see him though?
He is utilizing the shadows, so you guys can definitely track him. But there is this other thing that the lights have come on that's heading towards you. That also is going to pull your attention, and so you're going to have to make that split-second decision of where you're going to focus your attention. But it's clearly a droid, a little hover droid, kind of bulbish shape, with a lens on the front of it that is heading your direction at a pretty good clip. So you can roll.
I turn around and start walking back to the car and ask Lizzie, why is it that we'd never get paid for your jobs?
I don't know. Let's go run this guy over. Come on. You want to.
So as you guys are opening the car door to get in, because it seems like you're safe to leave, there's a essentially a jumbotron on the outside of the SGI entrance where they do their checkpoint, that kind of materializes to life, and it's a live broadcast of the local news. And you hear the news anchor basically saying that we've got breaking news. There's been a rebel attack outside of SGI. This is unprecedented terrors upon our citizens, and all the flavorings that you would have from not unbiased source of news. And you hear them basically say that we have live footage of what is going on. And you notice that the hover droid that's coming towards you is a camera droid, and they are broadcasting your images outside the just outside the car as you're standing there. It's kind of got a little helicopter view to it there, and there's a few blaster scores. It doesn't look that bad, but the ticker down below is terrorist strike at SGI. With your images outside of it. And the anchors are busy speculating over, this is all being broadcast over the loudspeakers and everything, that at your level of involvement, are you innocent bystanders? Are you people who brought this trouble to their doorstep? And then the anchor kicks it over to a live witness, or someone who has information. I don't know if they call it live witness, but you get the point. They're going to talk to somebody. because I didn't get a chance to script this, so we're going off the top of my head. And you notice that Madame Vail is outside her apartment, and there's some flickering lights, and she's talking to the location reporter there. And she's just saying how awful it is that this unprecedented attack on Druckenwell soil has happened, and that it's really unfortunate that things can't be safe around town anymore. And then she's asked a more pointed question, and she starts to go off a little bit. It seems kind of a little bit unscripted, basically like, yes, I contacted you guys because I'm once I heard the news, I knew what had happened here. And see, Lizzie Pre had come to me knowing that corporate espionage was about to take place, and had some defectors, and she knew my reputation as someone who was neutral, as she was, and she had this quick turnaround job that raised a lot of red flags for me, and I decided not to involve myself in it. But as soon as I heard that there was an attack outside of SGI, the pieces just fit right into place. I can only hope that the assailants were duped her, and that she wasn't involved at all in this decision to take members of the Rebel Alliance right to the doors of SGI. Who knows what their true intention was if the security force out there hadn't been able to intervene. And I will mention that security force was aided by the Imperial liaisons that we have here at SGI up there. And I really hate that the safety can't be there. And I think that, Lizzie Pre should turn herself in and be questioned by the police. What is she hiding if she's coming to me to ask advice late at night? That's the real question. But more importantly, I think that there's a real concern about how Blast Tech operates their business if they're letting rebels work in their system and to defect nonetheless into SGI is clearly an attempt to get spies into other organizations. This brings this galactic civil war to our front step, and we know that Druckenwell is a neutral country. I myself am going to be calling upon our legislators to create a vote to condemn such of these actions and to sanction Blast Tech and to get the Imperials that are aware of this down here to consult and to provide better security for our citizens. So that's all I'll say at this time. And she walks off the screen very quickly, and that hover droid is getting closer and closer to you guys, kind of zooming in on your faces. And you have the anchor continuing to speculate of, well, there you have it, folks. Lizzie Pre seems to have brought rebels right outside the SGI door, and we hope that she will turn herself in and
yelling right at the camera. I go up to the droid and I'm like, "That's complete bull."
and what you see as you do that is your face takes up the full jumbotron as you're yelling at the droid, and there's
not true.
There's no sound. And there's no audio of what you're saying being played as the anchor continues to speculate about what you must be shaking your head about. And it doesn't seem to be going your way at all. No. And then they could pretty much kind of cut the broadcast off from there and sign off of this news bulletin. And you're kind of left in this parking lot with this, and the droid turns and just hovers off, and you're kind of by yourselves there. But you get a little bit more of an insight as to what phase 2 might have been.
Wait, the droid hovers off?
Mm-hmm. It's heading right back. It's done its job.
Can we commandeer that droid or damage it?
Certainly.
You mean like a terrorist would?
I'm mad. So what I want to do is leave a message for the news anchor on the droid. I go into my purse. I always have my handbag on me, right? And I run up to the droid, and I have bright red lipstick. And I write on the droid, like the big dome, what's her name?
Madame Vail.
Vail. Yeah. Vail's lying. She's behind it.
All right, so let's make a brawl check.
Or just Vail's
See.
lying.
Vail's lying.
Yeah.
Brawl
right.
check. To see if you can wrestle the.
See if you
droid.
can wrestle the droid, because I think it's going to dart around a little bit and try to avoid any particular entanglements. Let's see if I can find a good droid stat if it exists. Yes, this one will do.
I might need some help, guys.
Oh, it's okay. It's I forget how specialized droids are. This isn't a very strong droid. It's an easy brawl check. He's got
what's
one.
that?
That's one purple.
One purple?
But since it is a news droid and not what the little droid thing is here, I think I'm going to add a black dice to it as well. So one purple, one black.
Good.
Because, it has some anti-tampering protocol, clearly, as people don't necessarily cooperate with journalists.
I'm not hurting it.
No, that's true.
Is that good?
That's a success.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. That's all you need.
That's all you need. You wrote Vail's a liar
That's
on the droid.
Minimalist roll right there.
Or Vail's lying. Is that the message?
Vail lied.
Vail lied.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you just let it hover on back away. You got it kind of tucked under your arm at the moment, like a noogie while you're writing on it.
Oh, so I have a little thing. I don't know. Do we want to say anything else?
Still looking
It
for
squeaks
tentacles.
impertinently at you.
Yeah.
That's my best droid. That's what you have to
That
go with.
wasn't bad. Yeah.
Pre is innocent. Do we want to go that far or not really?
It's your roll. You succeeded.
Pre.
Pre. Well, I'm not incarcerated.
Yet.
Hashtag
Yeah,
Free,
I'm not
free,
incarcerated yet. But yeah, let's hashtag free pre. I like
I
it.
think that is the wise choice.
I think by the time anybody gets the message, we will be incarcerated.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Are you guys hopping
Vail
back in the
lied,
car, or where are you going to go next? How are you gonna settle this?
I want to go to my house bunker, but
Well, we haven't done anything illegal
yet.
up to this point. We were operating within your license, so if we run, that may be a problem. We might want to stick around and actually wait for the police. Although, whether that's SGI security or the neutral ones, that
Utandu.
Yeah.
Let's go to let's not do SGI security unless. I mean, they're nowhere to be found.
That's correct. SGI security is not around you guys at the moment. You're still in an empty parking lot.
So, do we think that we would have better luck going to SGI security, or do we feel like they're probably in on it? Let's go to Utandu and the cops that we know.
Are we going to get in trouble for fleeing the scene, or should we just go?
Everybody else fled the scene.
Well, yeah, but everybody else was guilty of something.
It seems that nobody else is processing the scene.
Okay.
I mean,
I guess.
essentially, you guys know that you're on SGI corporate property at the moment, and the camera droid came from the industrial city that is SGI Area 5, which is where clearly the security guards, if they weren't in the parking lot like they should be, would be, and they have not come out yet.
I've got a plan B. Let's go join the Rebel Alliance, pack that guy's limousine with explosives, and then destroy Vail's entire building.
But I like him.
Yeah.
Well, we're just killing the building, not him.
Maybe we should go to him. Let's find out where he lives. We have a guy on the inside. Her
We
personal
do.
driver is in our pocket.
He is, and I think we should. But first, we should probably talk to the police and clear our names at first, like ostensibly at first, and then we can do whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
Interview.
I mean, that's assuming that they're not already, the police that we would go to aren't in Madame Vail's pocket. I mean, she clearly has a lot of influence being able to pull a stunt like this.
I have contacts in the police force, which I forget what it's called. It has a name.
As Drunkenwell Security, I believe.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
as long as you know the person and trust them, I'm willing to do that.
Oh, the contact isn't Screw, is it?
no.
No, he's a PI.
Oh, okay, good.
She knows Detective Arn.
All right.
He would tell me if there was a problem with me turning myself in. And so we'll call him when we're in the car.
Yeah. Okay, I trust that.
Okay, let's go.
So we all get in the car. While the lights are on, let's make one last passing glance for the tentacle.
Okay.
You guys are a lot more upset about this than I am.
No, Kuman hasn't even rolled
I
to
gotta
find his
get my
tentacle.
practice somewhere.
I don't think I'm letting you.
I gotta
First-
charm you.
Okay,
No,
so I think the way that this ends up
working
working in terms of time is that you can look for the tentacle, but because we know Kuman's not going to be looking for the tentacle, it means he's going to end up in the driver's seat.
I think that's what's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean-
going for the driver's seat.
I'll point
I would
out
rather him
that
drive.
Cal has a rank in driving planetary, at least when I
Yeah.
originally helped build him.
He's too worried about his dope playlist to
Okay.
worry about driving.
That's fair. You don't have to drive. Just
What's
Do
the
we-
difficulty? Same one?
well, you would. It's still hard, but you can remove the black die, so it's just
Okay.
3 purple
Not that I'm gonna
because the
cast
lights
it.
are on now.
All right, let's do it.
It's like we were going, and then Cal put his finger up. Ah, tentacle. One more look. Where's perception? I'm blind right now. I can't find it. There it is. Yeah, Lizzie.
You roll though. Like,
How did,
Did
you
you
get
already
all
do
those
yours?
blue dice? Is that always on your? It is. Okay, never mind.
That means she finds it. We got it. And the
Actually-
advantage is we have a bottle of alcohol that we can put it in and preserve it.
is that how that works?
No,
I
that's
don't
not how
know,
that-
but that's
That's how Cal thinks it works.
Yeah, that's how I think it works.
That's terrible.
I think your advantage is that you waste no time in finding it. Cal is just like
Okay.
looking at his hands and they're kind of scraped up and bloody. He's like, "Oh yeah, we were looking for something," and then like Lizzie looks down and it's at her foot.
Perfect. Well, that's all we need. Let's go.
All right.
Get in the car.
Thanks for joining us. You know the deal here. Subscribe to stay tuned to our misadventures. If you enjoyed us, give us a like and hit that bell icon. And of course, keep us honest on the rules and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time on the Dicey Cantina.